The award for the promotion of gay culture will be presented by stand-up comedian Jamie MacDonald.
Hello, homos. All right. Oh, there's a lot of you. That's different from my usual gigs. I poo-hoo this way because I'm Canadian. Hope that's all right. But I'm also gay and transgender. And what else? And kinky and polyamorous. So super trendy right here. I actually did a gig recently where somebody came up to, I talk about being gay and trans and kinky and queer and all these things in my stand-up, and afterwards this guy came up to me, really sincere, and he said, "Are you really Canadian?" He wanted to talk about hockey. That's fine. I grew up thinking actually that I was kind of like, I kind of wanted to be gay. It took me a long time to figure out I was trans because I also liked men. You know, because I was like born a girl and then I wasn't. And I thought for the longest time, 20, 30 years, I was the world's worst lesbian. Like, I had every lesbian gene except for the one that makes you really want to eat pussy. Like, I used to listen to Katie Lang, and I used to wear Birkenstocks, and I even tried roller derby. Which, let's face it, that is lesbian Quidditch. But then finally, I finally went to a doctor. I clued in, I went to a doctor. I said, "Doctor, I think I'm transgender and I want to transition." And the doctor was super nice. He just sort of looked at me and he went, Oh. What gender were you born as? I was like, he's got my medical records right there, and he doesn't know. This is the story of my life, right? So that was fine, and he sent me to another doctor at another clinic, and you go to the gender clinic, and that's a trip. They ask you questions like, "Do you hear voices?" I said, "Only when people are talking to me." Don't do that in front of a trained psychologist. They are trained to believe you when you say shit like that, so don't do it. Or they ask you questions. This was my favorite. What did you think about your gender when you were 7 years old? And I said, I wanted to be a dinosaur. I don't know. But finally, I got through the system great, and I've been on testosterone for about a year, which is, that's one hell of a drug. It does weird things to you, like could lose my hair on my head. I'm getting hair on my ass. It's like a weird mathematical relationship going on here. And things like, you start to look strange too if you're a trans man. Like you just guess how old. You have no idea how old I am. I sound what? I like you. I sound like Justin Bieber, and I look like a fat Matt Damon. It's like... Or it does things like your sex drive. Like, ladies in the audience, the struggle for men, for 17-year-old boys, is like, it's real. Like, you go on the internet, you see some 17-year-old kid who's like, "I don't know, I can't do my homework, I masturbated 11 times today." And I'm just looking at that kid going, "Amateur! 11 times? That's before breakfast." People say, like, your sexuality must be fluid now. Are you attracted to men or to women? I say, I inject testosterone. I am attracted to furniture. Yeah, it's hard when you live in the Nordic countries, too, and you have all the design furniture here, like a chair that's made out of a single piece of wood. It's just sort of heat molded, like that. I go to IKEA, I come out with some extra pieces. I don't know what happened in the last 2 hours. Hard stuff, man. Or crazy, like, my passport still says I'm female because legal shit because it takes a long time to trans. You don't just wake up one moment and go like, yeah, I'm trans, and then it works. No, it takes years to get through the whole process. So my passport still says female. So when I go through the airport and they pull me over to security because they think I have a suspicious package. I'm sorry. No, they'll pull me over, and I used to accidentally go to the female security agent, and she would look at me like, and oh, great, I'm a guy now. Okay, great. So I go over to the guy, and then I realize, oh no, because before I'd had anything done with the girls or anything, he's going to start patting me down. And of course, he goes pat, 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 and then he goes, and he knows. And he's looking at me, and I know that he knows. And he knows that I know that he knows. And I know that he knows that I know that he knows. And he knows that I know that he knows, and I know that he knows. And it just goes on, and then eventually just sort of have this look like, let's never talk about this. But then they leave this area completely alone, which is great if you want to smuggle cocaine. And have you ever left anything, by the way, at somebody else's house? Yeah, something important. Well, I wear a prosthetic dick, and have you ever had to call somebody and say, "Thanks for last night. It was great. Do you think you could go look for my penis, please?" I've now been dating him for a year. Hey, no, it's good. Yeah, no, because he's cool, He cares about not the dick in my pants, but the dick in my heart. So, oh, you softies. Also, you guys know gay sex is awesome. Oh my God, I was having straight sex before. Gay sex is bloody awesome. It's cool. I lost like 10 kilos in the first few months. It's a lot of work to fuck somebody who can fight back. Ooh, where did the oohs go? They went over there. All right. And well, before I give out the award, actually, I have one more story to tell. One thing is that I went through the process, and I'm going through it now, and I'm having a great time. I'm having a blast. And I just found out a really good friend of mine, a kid who is 19, who is also trying to go through the system, got told today that he will not be getting the diagnosis for transgenderism yet, and he has to wait another 8 months for his next appointment. And it's a really tough system because the only way you can get hormones here is if you go through the medical system and it's overworked and there's not enough people there. And people try to get the stuff on the black market, but you can't, and you shouldn't because it's not healthy. But this kid is relying on one person to believe him when he says who he is. And if you imagine that your whole who you want to be, who you want to love, who you want to live as, relies on somebody to believe you, then that's pretty heavy. So if you know a trans kid, especially a younger one, because they don't believe you if you're depressed, they don't believe you if you're young, and they don't believe you if you're vulnerable. And that's the worst. So if you know a trans kid, just keep them around by believing them. And that's all I gotta say about that. Okay, so we make you laugh, we make you cry, and then we need to give out an award. Okay, please. This is, I am really, really pleased to give out the award for homokulttuurin edistämisestä. So for the advancement of gay culture. And the nominees are...
Palkinto homokulttuurin edistämisestä ehdokkaat ovat Drag Me to Hell. Dragia burleskia, vinoutuneesti ja queer-vinkkelistä. Gay-kuoro Out and Loud. Suomen ainoa homokuoro täytti tänä vuonna 10 vuotta. Sitä juhlistettiin juhlakonsertilla. Kristiina Puukko. Kristiina palasi tapahtumajärjestäjäksi kunnon rysäyksellä. Pop-up-tapahtumia riitti Uglassa Oivassa. Lapsiperheillekin tuli omansa. Otso, It's Hugging Good. Antti Eho on luonut jälleen uuden kotipesän kaupungin karhuille. Nyt ollaan intiimissä Cafe Cavalierissa kerran kuussa.
The award, palkinto homokulttuurin edistämisestä, goes to Out and Loud.
Out and Loud on hyvin kiitollinen ja iloinen tästä mainiosta palkinnosta. Kiitos Sami ja kiitos QX. 10 vuoden aikana on tapahtunut paljon, tai oikeastaan yli 10 vuoden aikana esiintymisiä on ollut hyvin erilaisia. Helsingissä muun muassa kuorojen kierroksella Artkos Kapakassa ja Senaatintorin vastaanottojuhlissa uutena vuotena. Sitten ulkomailla me ollaan käyty Lontoossa, Pariisissa, Dublinissa ja Tallinnassa, ja sitten me ollaan kutsuttu myös kuoroja ulkomailta. On tullut Ruotsista, Lontoosta ja Sydneystä asti. Ja ensi kesänä te katsojat, teillä on mahdollisuus Pride-viikon aikana, kun on Euro Gamesit, nähdä täällä lavalla Out and Loudin, Helsingin Gay-teatterin ja HOT ry:n suuri tuotanto, Suomen ensimmäinen ja oikea homomusikaali The Land of the Midnight Sun tullaan esittämään täällä 3 iltana. Tervetuloa katsomaan ja tietysti tervetuloa kuoroon. Meillä on kuoron johtaja, joka tekee teille koelaulun ja kuorolaiset tekevät sitten koeajon. Hyväksynnän tähän kuoroon, joten näillä mennään. Out and Loud kiittää ja kumartaa. Olen siis nykyinen puheenjohtaja. Tässä on edellinen puheenjohtaja Raimo. Haluatko sanoa jotain vielä?
Joo, tässä vaiheessa yleensä kiitellään isää ja äitiä ja kaikkia muitakin. Mä haluaisin kiittää koko meidän kuoroa, että meillä on tosi upea porukka siellä ja myös meidän kuoron johtajaa Hilkka Kangasniemeä. Ja sitten me olemme kaksikielinen kuoro, suomeksi ja ruotsiksi alltså. Jag vill också tacka Helsingfors Arbis, Svenska Kulturfonden, Konstsamfundet och Stiftelsen Tresmeder. Tack så mycket.